I'll tell you what is real though. The threat of a true front war. Right now, Israel is battling Hamas in the south. That's the only front. But to the north, a new one is appearing, the Hezbollah in Lebanon. Take a look at these pictures. Israeli soldiers and tanks are heading to the Lebanon border. The security is being beefed up. There is also talk of evacuations. The Defense Ministry wants settlements near Lebanon to be ready for a conflict. This follows Hezbollah's decision to join the war, not formally but tacitly. On Sunday, they fired rockets into 3 Israeli positions. There were no casualties, but Israel responded in kind. They struck Hezbollah positions and killed three of their men. So now it's a cycle of attacks. On Monday too, Hezbollah fired rockets at Israel. Hence the preparations. Israel has suffered one sneak attack already. They don't want to suffer another one. But who exactly are the Hezbollah? In simple words, another Iranian proxy, a very powerful one in Lebanon. Hezbollah was formed back in 1982 with one objective: to fight against Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon. And how many fighters do they have? Some 100,000. They fought a war against Israel in 2006. Hezbollah lost more than 1,000 fighters then. Israel lost around 120 people. They pounded Hezbollah military assets and infrastructure. Many parts of southern Lebanon were uninhabitable, but Israel could not eliminate the Hezbollah. Today, they play an important role in Lebanese politics. They also coordinate with Iran and Palestinian groups. Even this attack, reports say their planning was done in Lebanon's capital. The planning for this attack was done in Beirut, according to reports. And like Iran, the Hezbollah have denied all of such reports. But their leaders cannot seem to contain their joy at what has happened.
We salute all our beloved Palestinian resistance factions in Palestine, no matter to whom they belong, and they are all united in the resistance. We tell those that the nation is with you. Our hearts, minds, souls, our history and guns and rockets and all that we have is with you.
So far, Hezbollah's role has been limited. They have refrained from striking deep inside Israel, but the fear is that could change. Like we said, there is talk of Israel invading Gaza. If that happens, the Hezbollah could join the fight. Plus, there are many Palestinian groups inside Lebanon, and they're putting pressure on Hezbollah. They want the group to release the pressure on Hamas, to help Hamas. How would they do that? By opening a second front. Israel and its allies are aware of this threat. American officials have warned Hezbollah against entering this war. They've also deployed warships and fighter jets. But with these guys, you never know. The Hezbollah has vast experience dealing with Israel. They also had some relative success. In the year 2000, Israel withdrew from parts of southern Lebanon. Hezbollah capitalized on that. They claim to be the only Arab army to beat Israel, to make them give up territory. So you understand how the Hezbollah works. It's a lot of risk and bluster. In fact, they're threatening US military assets in West Asia now. The US has around 30,000 soldiers in this region, also many warships and bases. And the Hezbollah says if the US enters this war, these assets, these American assets, will be attacked. But why isn't Lebanon's government controlling them? Well, their economy is in dire straits. They need all the help they can get. So why antagonize the Americans? Because the government does not control the Hezbollah. It's almost the other way around. Most of Hezbollah's decisions are taken in Iran, so the assumption is that Tehran is coordinating all of this. That's where the focus is. The sneak attack by Hamas, the rocket fire by Hezbollah, all of it is being orchestrated by Iran. The question is, do they want an escalation? Does Iran want an escalation? Israel certainly is not waiting to find out. They've sent more soldiers and tanks to the northern border. Earlier today, there were reports of a possible aerial infiltration from Syria and Lebanon, an attack from the skies. Israel ended up scrambling its forces, but it turned out it was a false alarm. It's a neat strategy for Iran and Hezbollah. Keep Israeli assets tied down in the north, but it's also a risky strategy because if Hezbollah and Israel go to war, it won't be a local war. Iran could end up being involved, and if Iran is involved, the US will intervene, and you could have a much bigger conflict in West Asia. You can forget oil prices and supply chains then. A lot depends on the next few days on how this plays out. If Israel enters Gaza, Hezbollah could consider it as an excuse, a justification to wage war. And in the blink of an eye, things could escalate.